Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. In today's fast-paced, seemingly always-on-the-go society, fast food has become, for some, the main choice for meals. The slogans and sayings from such fast food franchises are rather common and well known. To demonstrate this, I would like you to please tell me the franchises to which the following 5 phrases belong. Number 1, have it your way. Number 2, do what tastes right. And the more enthusiasm on this, the more convinced I am that you know. Number 3, eat fresh.
Subway!
Yes. Number 4, think outside the bun. And 5, if it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong here. Very good. The phrases and even the food may be familiar because we'll catch an ad on TV or some other medium. I know how seemingly hectic and insane the college life can be. And sometimes fast food is the only option because it gives a little pick-me-up and it's fast. But there's several points to touch on here. First, I will mention how much money Americans spent during the year the Olympics were in Salt Lake City, how much they spent on fast food, that is. Second, I'll explain why airlines aren't too anxious to chew the fat. And finally, I'll tell you how the value meal has changed over time. As college students, there may not be a lot of extra cash lying around, but fast food industries and restaurants are no stranger to the American dollar. Americans spend a load of money on fast food. According to science writer Diane Martindale, Americans spent about $115 billion on fast food in 2002. This is more than they spent on higher education or personal computers or new cars. That's a lot of dough, which might help give Americans rolls, and that's not a happy thought, so we'll move on. Morgan Spurlock, who directed the successful documentary Super Size Me, said, "America is the fattest nation on earth. 65% of American adults are overweight, 30% are obese. According to Spurlock, fast food is a contributing factor to obesity." Now that you know where a large chunk of change is headed, I will discuss how the added weight may not be a burden to the individual only. That's right, even the airlines experienced the battle of the bulge. In 2004, the Associated Press reported, "America's growing waistlines are hurting the bottom lines of airline companies, as the extra pounds on passengers are causing a drag on planes." Heavier flyers have created heftier fuel costs, according to a government study. Through the 1990s, the average weight of Americans increased by 10 pounds, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The extra weight caused airlines to spend $275 million to burn 350 million more gallons of fuel in 2000 just to carry around the extra weight. For now, though, we'll wait on the weight issue, and I'll let you in on why some feel the value meal may not be a total value. Portions in the value meal have changed, and changed quite dramatically over time. In 1972, McDonald's for the first time featured a large portion French fry. Keep in mind, though, that that large fry was smaller than today's medium serving. McDonald's increased those portions reluctantly because one of its officials, Ray Kroc, wasn't too keen on the idea of cheap food. If people wanted more fries, he said, they could order 2 bags. Washington Post writer Shannon Brown Lee said, "Price competition had grown so fierce that the only way to keep profits up was to offer bigger and bigger portions. The final step in the fattening of America was the upsell, a stroke of genius whose origins are buried somewhere in marketing. You're already at the counter, you've ordered a cheeseburger value meal for $3.74 when the cashier says, 'Hey, you can supersize that for only $4.47. Such a deal. The chain extracts an extra 73 cents from the customer, and the customer gets an extra 400 calories. bringing the total calorie count to 1,550, more than half the recommended amount for an adult male for the entire day. Where does this leave us as college students? Now, you've heard how much Americans spend on fast food in a recent year, why the airlines are taxed, really, by fast food and obesity, and why that might affect your comfort on the flight home, and that sizes in the value meal have changed over time. It's your choice as to what your main decision for eating habits are and where you get that food. Ultimately, it's your option. Whatever the choice is, though, just make sure you're completely and entirely loving it.